legendary ranking video from worst to best legendary. So let's hop right into it. In number 17, the Fisherman, as I feel like he's only in really one golem deck and isn't even that powerful and isn't the main card in that deck. So I feel like the Fisherman either needs a stun time increase or a damage increase or a range increase. Number 16, I have the Ram Rider, as I feel that the Hog Rider does such a better job for cheaper elixir, and just I feel like the Ram Rider is not worth it enough for 5 elixir. So I feel like it needs a either damage increase or a stun increase. In number 15, I have the Royal Ghost, as I feel that the Valkyrie and so many other cards suit better at Splash than the Royal Ghost. I feel like the Royal Ghost needs a slight buff, as the only deck it really fits in is P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam. In number 14, I have the Lumberjack. I feel like the Lumberjack is just still outshined by the P.E.K.K.A., so I feel like it needs a speed increase or a damage increase. Like a speed at which it fires increase. In number 13, I have the Princess. I feel like the Princess is quite good, but just needs a bit of its range back, as the opponent can easily counter it with cards and predict it way too easily. In number 13, I have the Sparky. I feel like the Sparky's in quite a good spot, doesn't need a nerf, doesn't need a buff. It's in the meta, but it's not too good in the meta. But yeah. In number 11, I have the Night Witch. I feel like the Night Witch is just a bit, I think it's perfect in the meta and doesn't really need any nerfs or buffs. I feel like it has its place and fits its niche quite well for Golem and sometimes Giant Skeleton. In number 10, I have the Inferno Dragon. I feel like it's quite good, doesn't need nerf, doesn't need buff, it fits its niche of being like a defensive card when you don't want to spend 5 elixir on like a Inferno Tower, but you still want to have that pull of a Inferno Tower. In number 9, I have the Lava Hound. I feel like the Lava Hound is just a tad, is just perfect in the meta. It does its job really well. It can be used as a really big tank for miners and for balloons and for many other cards, so I feel like it's perfect, doesn't need a nerf, doesn't need a buff. In number 8, I have the Log. I feel like the Log can be a very high skill card and also a low skill card. You can do some high skill plays, but it's also easy to use, so I feel like it fills both those check marks quite well. In number 7, I have the Bandit. I feel like the Bandit also is quite well. It can dash and stop princes, and it can also do quite a lot of damage to the tower if it gets there. It also takes some skill to use, so it's not a no-skill card. In number 6, I have the Ice Wizard. I feel like the Ice Wizard is just a bit OP, and how defensive it is. It's even with the Tornado nerf, the Ice Wizard just still feels a bit defensive and a bit OP, as it just can stop an entire push still if you time it correctly. In number 5, I have the Magic Archer. I feel like the Magic Archer's range is too long now, so with its range being this long, I think it should have another health decrease, or a speed at which it fires decrease, or a just a decrease in some of its stats. Maybe its damage. In number 4, I have the Electro Wizard. I feel like the Electro Wizard just can stop too many cards. It can completely counter Goblin Barrel, completely counter Inferno Tower, Inferno Dragon, so many cards. And for 4 Elixir, I feel like it's just a bit too OP in this meta and does too much for 4 Elixir. So I feel like it needs maybe to enter the arena nerf to its damage, or just something to make it a little bit less of a hard counter. Just so many cards. In number 3, I have the Graveyard. I feel like the Graveyard is quite pervasive and spawns skeletons way too fast and way too many. So I feel it needs like a speed decrease that it spawns the skeletons, or the amount of skeletons spawn just decrease to like 5 or 6 less. So you can log it earlier, or it's just not going to get as much damage on your tower. In number 2, I have the Miner. I feel like the Miner still is way too OP even after the nerf. It fits in almost every deck, and in the spot it does fill, it should be able to be filled by different cards, such as like Skeleton Barrel or like Wall Breakers. So I feel like it needs either nerf to its HP or its damage. So it's a little less of a tank and more of a chip killer. So probably it's. And at number 1, I have the Mega Knight. I feel like the Mega Knight's way too OP in this current meta and just does way too much. Where Summon Elixir can kill Splash as an Enter the Arena ability, and it does a lot of damage and can hard counter quite a lot of cards. So I feel like that needs a speed health decrease, or a damage decrease, or enter the ability. Enter the arena ability is stops a bit of like, doesn't have as much damage in it. But yeah, that's my ranking list. Leave down in the comments below any other suggestions and how you would have ranked it. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one.